Halo guys, selamat datang kembali di channelnya Lingkapuri guys. Nah, Muslim Indonesia benar-benar jadi panutan dunia guys. Bahkan negara Eropa pun sampai kagum dengan sikap dan toleransi umat Muslim di Indonesia guys. Nah, penasaran seperti apa videonya? Yuk langsung kita gas.
Indonesia is known as the largest Muslim population on earth in a single country. The most populous Muslim nation. Perhaps well beyond 220, 250 million, maybe even more. Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
It's a beautiful country. I was there not even a week ago. And you know what? The tests that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen for them are great, as beautiful as the place may be. The people are calm. The people are very soft-natured, loving people. They have this beautiful connection to the deen. You can tell 80-90% of the country being Muslimin. Subhanallah. You can tell by nature they are so good. I was delivering a speech, speaking for a whole hour. There were people outside in the heat, in the tents, sitting for hours on end waiting for the event and the program, but they didn't even complain.
Now, would I date an OnlyFans girl? I'm a conservative Muslim, and this is going to make for a very interesting discussion.
Yes.
We don't even date, period. If I wanted to marry you today, I would go to your father and I'd approach your father and I'd say to you, what's your dad's name, if you don't mind me asking?
Dan.
Dan. I'd say, Dan, I take an interest in your daughter. I think she's a lovely girl, but I wanted to approach you first. This is the respectful manner. I approach your father, Dan. And your father, he would take that responsibility of vetting me out. You see, he would make take his due diligences upon me. And then after that, once Dan has gotten to know me and has accustomed himself with me, and me and you have sat down a couple of times, maybe we go for coffee, the family don't always have to be around. After that process, it's very swift and quick. At that moment, you and your father, Dan, will decide, and you'll be like, you say to your dad, look, I like him or I don't like him. And then after that, your dad will be like, okay, we're going to make this happen or we don't make this happen. And in this way, I don't mess around with Dan's daughter. Dan's daughter is able to maintain one of her most valuable assets, which is her chastity and purity. And we're going to get onto body count today as well, which we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So this dating thing it's not a thing for us. And then ultimately, the final decision still rests with you.
Yeah.
It lays with you. You can't force you to do it either way or not. But him being involved in that process, number one, helps you to vet him out, and number two, it adds a little bit of a fear factor. And that fear factor is, if I mess around with this girl here, I'm going to have to be held accountable to Big Dan. You see? Whereas when there's no father figure, brother figure, uncle figure in the picture that I know I'm going to be held accountable to, that's easy pickings. It's low-hanging fruit. And that's the way man,
Yeah.
you know.
Using Islam to blackmail Indonesians, dedicated Muslims. They were trying to say to them, you can only do Hajj if you accept our leadership. You can only do this if you accept our leadership. At some point, the Dutch even banned Hajj. It was not accessible for Indonesians anymore to punish them. And that should tell you a lot about how much they feared the Islam in Indonesia. And it didn't work because the Muslims were standing united. And that's how you overcome occupation. The Dutch were being very sneaky, trying to sabotage Muslims. Indonesians were strong, mashallah.
Muslim Indonesia memang kuat katanya.
Mashallah. They weren't like, oh, I need a little bit of money, let me take that money. No, they weren't like the leaders, weren't like, oh, I want to get more power, let me accept, this offer by the Dutch and then betray my own people. No, they were not like that. And that's why I am such a fan of them. They're so, they're inspirational, they're example, they're role models. They should be
Muslim Indonesia benar-benar jadi panutan gitu intinya.
So, what's your name?
My name is Langston.
Langston. Where are you from, bro?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan, USA.
USA. Oh.
I've been in Indonesia now for about 10 years, but not consecutively. I first started coming to Indonesia in 2014.
2014 nih dia ada nyampe di Indonesia.
Are you grateful as a Muslim?
I'm extremely grateful as a Muslim. Blessed.
Was it hard, become a Muslim in Indonesia, especially in this Southeast
Actually,
Asia?
I became Muslim in the US,
Okay.
and being a Muslim in Indonesia is probably one of the easiest things in the world. Because nearly everywhere you go, you have
Itu dia makanan halal yang bikin dia orang ini kagum.
everywhere.
Right.
You have people that are thinking and remembering Allah constantly.
Is there any bad experience as a Muslim? when you live in US or somewhere, they couldn't even handle it. Sometimes like overthinking about it, like, oh shit, it's hard to be Muslim, you know.
No. I don't feel like I've ever had any bad experience. I do, like I mentioned, believe that the lifestyle of a Muslim can be simpler in a particular place, but the real reality is that Allah is everywhere.
Itu dia.
I was looking among so many thousands of Hujjaj.
Ini dia kesan pertama Maulana Syekh Nazim tentang orang Indonesia, dan beliau mendoakan untuk Indonesia serta warganya. Ini seorang Syekh atau ulama besar di luar sana gitu guys, dan begitu terkagum dengan sikap Muslim di Indonesia.
Only nice people, calm people, peaceful people. Only some people, they are dressing white handkerchiefs, and not too tall, not too fat. They are making tawaf like butterflies.
Butterfly.
Who these people? They are saying Jawa Hashim.
Jemaah haji dari Indonesia.
That all your country. I first meeting and thinking on them through whole judge, so nice and gentle. Our others all fighting. How many times making me to fall down? But they never touching to everyone, and no one touching to them, subhanAllah, like angels. And I am happy to be among you, and thankful to Allah Almighty, and also to you that you are welcoming me like a lowest person. Allah makes me under His divine protection, as well as all this country and His citizens, to be happy and in safety here and hereafter.
Eropa mungkin dikenal sebagai benua yang beragam. Tapi ternyata banyak warga Eropa justru heran melihat satu hal sederhana, namun luar biasa. Indonesia, sebuah negara dengan mayoritas penduduk Muslim, tapi bisa hidup berdampingan dengan penuh damai. Bukan sekadar rukun, tapi benar-benar saling menghargai satu sama lain. Di saat dunia masih sibuk memperdebatkan perbedaan agama dan identitas, Indonesia justru tampil dengan wajah yang menenangkan, penuh warna tapi tetap satu. Bagi banyak orang luar, ini bukan hal biasa. Mereka heran, kagum, bahkan bertanya-tanya, bagaimana mungkin negara dengan begitu banyak agama, bahasa, dan suku bisa seharmonis ini?
Nah itu dia, ternyata Muslim Indonesia bisa dikatakan jadi panutan dunia. Dari berbagai sudut pandang, Indonesia tetap unggul di mata dunia guys ya. Selain mayoritas penduduk muslimnya, Indonesia juga memberikan suatu contoh yang baik untuk perkembangan muslim yang ada di Eropa sana guys. Nah, tetap berbangga jadi Indonesia. Jangan lupa like, comment, and share agar tidak ketinggalan video-video menarik di channel Liga Puri ini guys. Terima kasih dan sampai jumpa.